Hello. We've just about reached the end of our semester together, and so I'm making this brief video presentation to talk a little bit about what's happening now and a little bit about what's happening in the future. So I'd like to start by saying congratulations. You have made it through English 140. You've now done some formal reading of literature, which is not something everyone can say. So if you like, you can take a moment to feel proud about yourself. You've achieved something. I'd also like to thank you. And first, I'd like to thank you for your effort and your participation. This class would have no reason to be without you and the work that you have done. And so I'd like to thank you for having done that work and for helping me to keep my job, which I most definitely appreciate. I'd like to thank you also for your persistence in the class. You've stuck it all the way through to the end. Again, that's not something everyone can say, so again, if you like, you can feel proud of yourself for a moment, and understand that I very much appreciate your having stuck around and finished the work with the rest of us. Good job. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the deadline at the end of this class. As you may have noticed, I'm pretty easy with deadlines, but I work for a large bureaucratic institution, which makes demands. And so I have to have my work done by a particular date. And that means that I can't accept any work from you after a particular date in the semester. This semester, that date is August 5th, next Tuesday. I cannot receive any work from you after the end of that day. So if you have anything that you'd like to submit to the class, please do so by the end of Tuesday, August 5th. I appreciate your understanding and your patience with the finality of this deadline. I'd also like to talk to you a little bit about what you might do next. If you enjoyed this class, I would suggest trying one of the other literature classes that we have here at Coastline Community College. Looking at the schedule, you'll notice that these classes are often arranged by era of literature or by a particular area. For instance, we have a children's literature course, and we also have a course in American literature before the Civil War. That kind of thing. So if you found any of the works in this class particularly interesting, take a look at our schedule and consider taking a class in the period that work came from. You might develop new interests or read works you've already read in deeper and more interesting ways. Also, you might consider joining a book club. Looking at literature in a less graded way, so there's less pressure on you, but you can still have the opportunity to discuss literature, and now that you've taken this class, you've got some terms to discuss literature with, so you can do it in the most rewarding and, I guess, effective way. And finally, I'd like to say, for the last time in the semester, thank you, most sincerely, and really from the bottom of my heart, for your time and attention.